Hi, it's Sylvia, and I'm back again to show you how to make a wonderful gluten-free salsa. I know what you're thinking, salsa is always gluten-free, which is usually true. I'm just going to show you a really super fast, easy salsa. So let's go. First of all, I usually try to just do just a few ingredients. So here's the ingredients we're going to use today. If you want, you can take this basic recipe and add a couple of things if you want. But for today, because later I'm going to be making, I'm going to go ahead and be making a super delicious nacho meal, I'm going to start with salsa. So here we have our tomatoes, and it's raining outside, which is not super common in New Mexico, but we're getting lots of rain lately, so that's amazing. And I don't really want to go out and grill out on the actual grill today, so we're going to go ahead and just do it on the stove. A super easy way to grill on the stove is to get your little cookie racks and put them directly on your grill, or your makeshift grill as I like to call it. So here we go, just put them directly on there and they cook up just really nicely. So for this salsa, I'm just going to do 3 slightly larger Roma tomatoes, 2 jalapenos, and I would say probably a little under a quarter of an onion. And you just put them all right here, and then you just go ahead and grill. If you want to do a little bit more, go ahead and add an extra burner, which actually I might go ahead and do today just so it'll go a little bit quicker. Let me go ahead and just grab another grill real quick. All right, here we go. And throw that on there. Nice. So I did grab some nice garlic, but I'm not actually going to put that on the fire. One of the reasons I'm not going to put it on the fire is sometimes when you char your garlic, it can add a slightly bitter flavor, and for my salsa today, I think that I want to go ahead and just pass on by that one. Okay, so something nice to know about jalapenos is when you're looking for heat, a lot of times the narrow, smaller ones sometimes pack a little bit more of a punch, and if you have like the little striations on them, sometimes that means a little bit of extra heat too, although lately I've been getting the big massive ones because I think I just want the flavor and not necessarily, for my mouth to be on fire, and those ones have been winding up hot also. So I'm not sure 100% what's going on, but they're still delicious. Here we go. Let's go ahead and flip those. So you can see they're getting that nice char, just getting that nice char grill on there. Maybe shift some stuff around. Here we go. Whoops. Probably don't want to say that too loud because I have a kitchen helper, my dog Daisy, and whenever I say that, her name's Daisy, so I used to say, whoopsie Daisy, and she used to come running because she thought I dropped something, and that was her cue. She needed to come clean up, and that's how she helps in the kitchen. Okay, everything is getting nice and grilled. I want just a nice even char. And here I have my beautiful blender. I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in there first. Just go ahead and get that ready. And you just want a nice char. You don't want it doesn't need to be 100% burnt. And a trick that also I noticed, if you get the tomatoes, the Roma or whatever kind of tomatoes you decide on, if you get them and they're just they're a little bit riper, that can make your salsa a little bit sweeter if you're looking for something that's a little bit sweeter. Okay, let's go ahead and check our tomato. That looks nice. Everything's coming along beautifully. Here we go. Just kind of keep flipping them, turning them over. There we go. And I remember growing up, my mom used to make salsa, and she always used the can, which actually I always turned out wonderful also, but I've been trying to get away from a little bit more of the canned food. I will use it in a pinch, but I've noticed that the fresher I get, you're going to be healthier, but also it tastes different. It tastes a little bit more like you're actually like a Mexican food restaurant. And being gluten-free, a lot of times you can't go out and you can't always get the things that you want to eat and eat safely. And so I've noticed that just a couple of little tricks here and there that don't take a lot longer can really make it it can make it like a restaurant experience, and that's one of the things that I really love. Okay, if you look, your jalapeno, it has a nice beautiful char on it, and that's pretty much done. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw the jalapeno in. As they're finished cooking, I'm just going to start throwing them in the blender. Here we go. There we go. And sometimes I want just a little bit of an extra cook on it, so I'll just go ahead and split it. I'll just go ahead and split it, and then I'll just go ahead and just throw it on there and cook that a little bit too, so I just get the whole thing just cooked really nicely. There we go. All right. And if you don't want to just be reaching into the fire, it probably isn't super safe, but I'm just so used to cooking like that. There we go. Don't feel embarrassed or ashamed to go ahead and grab a spatula, which I'm going to do now because these actually are getting just a little bit too hot even for me. All right. So it looks like my onion is done. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the pot for a nice cook. All right. My tomatoes. And like I said, I just cut it in half, and I wanted to cook it just a little bit just to get the heat centered throughout all of it, because it gives it just a nice flavor. It gives it a nice smoky, rich flavor to really make you think that you're getting the whole experience. All right. There we go. And for the salt, because it's not going to be canned, it's not going to have the extra salt. So it probably, if you want, I like to add probably about one half to almost a whole teaspoon of salt. And the top's not coming off, so I'm just going to shake it in there. Shake, shake, shake. Let's go ahead and eyeball it. All right. Go ahead and put it in there. Turn it on. Get my tamper. Because it doesn't have as much liquid, you just need to tamp it down just a little bit, otherwise it's not going to go. And I like my salsa a little bit smoother. All right. And that's my salsa. Why don't you go ahead and come back and join me, and I'll show you how to make the rest of your dish mix.